Our mission of Mahagata is to create a caring and compassionate environment. If you would have stopped there, we would have become just a charitable trust. But we are a Rudra Sampradaya, been continuing, and 70th Mahadivu is Gurudev. The vision is accepting the continuity of existence.
Fantastic.
So you don't reject the past, you don't reject the existence, you don't say this is bad. So you continue and keep on doing the essence. Essence is very important. And when I read your book, very beautiful thing came in. Same thing told in Vedas turned into a story into
Yeah.
Puranas. When latest is Puranas, right, about probably 5,000 years old, when Sri Vedavyasa actually have written it or compiled it, I should say. He wrote Puranas in a way that if you read it, you'll love the story like a movie, but you have to understand the essence only. If you take that on the
Literally.
literal way, then you are like little
Correct.
ignorant, I
Correct.
would say, because slowly you have to engage and understand the essence which is coming from Vedas. It was Vamana which you wrote. Oh, I think I was shocked, and many shocks were there. When I read Mahabharata fully, then I thought I'll claim that I know everything, and that's a brief second I get it. But when I saw the amount of scriptures we do have, I think this was like one more eye opener for me. That Vamana, for example, the story which
Yeah.
was told in Vedic way was converted into a story so that we understand.
Correct.
Isn't it about Trivikrama, right? Is that about?
Yeah, so Trivikrama, the first time the mention of Trivikrama comes in the Rigveda, Rigved Samhita, where Vishnu is taking 3 strides. In the Taittiriya Samhita, that Trivikrama, the 3 steps story, the 3 strides, are now associated with a dwarf Vaman. Okay. Rigved doesn't speak about it, the dwarf form. It just takes 3 steps to defeat the Asuras. Okay, in the Samhita, where Vishnu becomes a Trivikrama to support Indra in his war against the Asuras. Now, Aurobindo takes a very metaphorical understanding of it. It's like the Asuras are inside you, are
Correct.
the Ripus that we talk about. And Indra and Vishnu and all of that are powers which control them. So the Devatas are meant to be that, like what Gita talks about. Devi Sampat, Asuri Sampat. He takes that view of it. But the story is this. Taittiriya Samhita is talking about the same 3 strides where Vishnu again has become a Vamana, but the story is taken in, it's a Yajurved basically. I think it comes in the Brahman part as well, where now it is to explain the formation of a Vedi, like space for a Vedi, where he's now Vamana taking 3 strides, but it's related to the ritual per se.
Right.
Coming to the Purana, now it has become a full-fledged story of Bali and the 3 strides of Vishnu as a dwarf, right? Now, one could say, oh, so this means nothing, this is all false. What is it? That's not how our rishis see it. Also, this is not as if I found it, right? People have known it. There have been people who have written commentaries on that and stuff. So it's like the rupa of the devata also evolves as you need them, right? So one explanation usually given is that even the devata manifest themselves in your thought according to your needs of the time. So it's not as if this is false and that is true. Okay.
Both of them exist.
That's a very that's a traditional view of it. A non-traditional view would be like, it's okay. We call certain deity or that Vishnu Shakti Tattva, we call it. The Tattva, the Vishnu Tattva has been now given metaphorical, liturgical stories around it. And that's perfectly okay because things evolve. The way Vishnu Puja was happening at the time of Vedas is very different. It was a yagna. Versus in Puranas, where Vishnu is now a full-fledged Bhagwan as we see him today, as per our need, right? Hence, the story also evolves. Now, for a Vaishnava, it is 100% true. For a non-Vaishnava, it may not be. And we are we are very comfortable with that idea as well.
Both exist.
Because, again, going back to the Vedas, we have the Saguna and Nirguna. And in the Mahabharata, in the Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna says, there's one question which Arjuna asks, right? Arjuna
Who is
says,
better? Which is better?
Should I do Sagun or should I do Nirgun? Some people say Sagun is better. Some people say Nirgun is better. Krishna says, both are fine. Just that Nirgun is very difficult.
Very difficult.
Nirgun is very difficult, so you don't worry about it. Think about Sagun. But the idea, what the Upanishad says, don't stop there. Don't become fanatic over there. The idea is to transcend it, right? To that Nirgun, Nirakar, that Brahma Tattva, that is where the Upanishads take you. Now, so you come from the Karma Kand to the Puranas, but the idea of the Upanishadic Brahma, the Tattva, the Nirgun, Nirakar, the origin of it all stays the same.
Right.
Right? And every Puran will also agree. They'll say, Vishnu, it's Vishnu. They'll say Vishnu is that Brahma Tattva. Shiva, they'll say Shiva is that Brahma Tattva eventually. They will also say, while there is Shaivite, while there is Vaishnavite and all that, they will also say Shivaya Vishnu Rupaya. Shiva Rupaya Vishnave. The Shiva and Vishnu are one and the same. Now, where is this going back to? Again, the Vedic Vakya. Ekam Sat Bahuda Vipravadanti. Right? Now that Ekam Sat Bahuda Vipravadanti has also, it's been said in one of the Rigvedic Suktas, where because in Rigveda also there are lots of deities. Rather the Devatas, not deities, I should say Devatas. Indra, Varun, Agni, Surya, Prajapati, vagara, vagara, all of this. So that Ekam Sat Bahuda Vipravadanti is actually talking about all these Devatas. That some call it Indra, some call it Varun, some call it Agni, but at the end of the day, Ekam Sat Bahuda Vipravadanti. They all are manifestations of the same Bhagavad Tattva, the same Brahma Tattva. People talk about it in different forms. There are different paths to it. So see how the essence remains the same,
but
the stories
forms,
evolve.
stories and